Hey, we're back again.
Yeah, we had a bit of a hiatus. Well, we don't have this. We don't. It's just like, hey, do you want to hang out?
Yeah, there's no hiatus.
Yeah, there's no hiatus.
I mean, it's been like it's been a month actually, but it's mostly because of Omicron, and I have a baby, so got to be careful with that shit.
Yeah, which is fine. We are using one microphone this time to try to adjust to the sound quality that we've had over the last couple. We don't mind sharing a microphone.
No, it's
we don't
fine.
care. Whatever.
I don't mind sharing. It's all good. Your other mic just sucked, so we had to just.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just talk louder.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, so we're back, and
on the day that Canada's being invaded, Ottawa being invaded by Al Qaeda, so we gotta watch out for that shit.
The best one that I saw. There's Flu Trucks Clan.
Yeah, Flu Trucks. Yeah.
There's many names for it, but the best one I saw was Micro Penis Motorcade.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah,
I saw Karen Convoy. That's the one I saw.
Yeah, Karen Convoy, Micro Penis Motorcade was my favorite one. I really don't want to get into that.
Okay,
though. That's way too divisive.
We can avoid that topic, but it's happening right now.
Yeah.
So.
God bless Canada.
Yep. God bless the United States of Canada.
I don't believe in. I saw a picture from this rally, freedom rally, of a Canadian flag, but like the stripes were like on the red parts there were stripes, like the red.
There were
white,
stripes.
The red and white stripes of an American
like the
flag.
American flag.
Yeah, but then the leaf in the middle was like blue with stars in it.
So it's like maybe they were like American Canadian and they were trying to like.
I thought it was pretty gross.
That is, I mean, you are desecrating the flag.
Yeah. Anyway, everything will be fine.
Fine.
Nothing will happen.
No. We'll all be fine.
We can't. I guess we can't avoid talking about that. So.
Look, I'm a hick too. I got a couple of Broncos here on my shirt, so I like
the new Ford
I like country stuff.
The new Ford Bronco is sick.
I was looking at getting one of those, but it didn't make sense.
It would suit you. I think you should get one.
They are very nice.
Yeah,
I do like.
You know what? I'm gonna come up a little bit closer.
Yeah. Scooch a little in here.
I don't know if you can see what I'm wearing here, but this is a authentic Hawks jersey from the Mighty Ducks movie, and Gordon Bombay, number 9. It's not Adam Banks. It's the old school Gordon Bombay jersey. I don't know if you know this about me. You probably do, but I do love the Mighty Ducks trilogy a lot.
I watched the movie once, so I know.
Mighty Ducks won once, just one time.
One time, and I forget mostly everything.
Oh my gosh.
There are very few movies that I have watched more than once. Like The Wedding Singer, I've watched endlessly.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So many times. I've watched Breakfast Club a number of times. Mm-hmm. Christmas movies, of course, because they come up every year. So
yeah.
But I don't know. Once I watch a movie, especially newer movies, it's like there's no nostalgia for them, obviously, because they're new. And I have no reason to watch them again once I've watched them. There's so much, like with Netflix and Prime and all this, there's so much that I could be doing.
Yeah.
Why am I going to watch the same thing again? That's kind of my feeling.
Well, for me, when the Mighty Ducks came out, I was playing hockey. I was like almost the same age. If I pretty much was the same age as the Duck players.
Yeah.
And my team sucked, just like the Mighty Ducks team. And but man, it was huge. Like I grew up. I felt like I was like part of the team almost. And when I got older, I collect VHS tapes. Okay.
Miles is cool.
And I have all the Mighty Duck tapes, 1, 2, and 3. And I would quote the Ducks all the time, even as an adult. Like, I don't know. It's a good trilogy, man. If you haven't seen 2 and 3, like you need to. It completes the whole.
A lot of it's nostalgia, though, isn't it? Like if I didn't watch it back then, is it going to do anything for me now? Like that's kind of my feeling.
Well, you like hockey.
I like hockey, but it's like an early '90s movie. Like, does it really? Does it last the test of time? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It does.
Okay.
It's just the underdogs win. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of the movie. But like, yes, there are some dated lines in the movie, like the Oreo line.
Oreo.
Yeah, the D5 before they're the Ducks, they line up at a face-off, and the one guy on the opposing team is like, "What's this? The Oreo line?" And he says that because the two wingers are black and the centerman's white.
Oh my god.
And that's a Disney movie.
Well, I mean,
Yikes.
that's a lot of. Try going back and watch. There are some. Yeah, I think like 16 Candles. They have like the Asian character in that movie. Oh my god, there's some horrible like it's shit you
automobile. Like
there is shit you cannot believe that they did back then.
Should we edit this out?
No, this is fine. We were referencing old movies, but it's just the way culture changes over the years is it's crazy.
Oh,
like comedy, like comedy stand-ups, like all that.
Dude, have you seen Monster Squad?
No.
Okay, well, there's a line in Monster Squad, and it's like it would never get.
So you
it would never pass. I can't repeat
Basically,
it.
if you repeat it, then YouTube cuts us off.
Oh, yeah. But it was just like.
And the movie's aimed at like what 13-year-olds like.
Yeah, basically. Monster Squad is a classic joint, though. Every Halloween, every October, man, gotta watch Monster Squad.
You're the Halloween guy for sure.
Oh, I love Halloween so much, so much.
I like Christmas, but it's over now.
Christmas, it's like
I do feel like Christmas though. It's too early in the, or too. It's too early in the winter, like because once Christmas is over, then you got like 2.5 months of just like horrible weather.
I do like the vibe of Christmas, like the whole holiday season, like the lead up, like the day of Christmas though, and like the getting of gifts is really hard. Like it's really stressful. I find that with Halloween.
Oh, yeah, no, it is.
Halloween, there's no stress. The only stress you have is like, what are you gonna be?
And you gotta buy candy.
And you gotta buy candy, but you gotta eat the candy.
Yeah, that's right. And usually I'm never anything on Halloween, so unless I'm going somewhere, which past few years has not happened.
This Halloween, my buddy Jamie, he usually has a really good Halloween party. And this is the first time I've been able to go to it in like 4 years because I usually work on the Saturday before Halloween. Mm-hmm. So this year I just went and before I went to the party, I went to my mom's. I didn't have a costume. So I just, I was like, Mom, do you have an extra pillowcase? And she's like, yeah. And it was like beige. And I don't know if you're a horror movie fan, you know that in Friday the 13th Part 2, Jason doesn't have his hockey mask until Part 3. And he's not even the original killer in number 1. It's his mom. So in number 2, he's got a sack over his head with like a rope around it at the neck.
Oh,
and there's
shit.
just one eye hole. So it's like, I'm going to be Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2.
I didn't even know. He didn't have his hockey mask till the third movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a trivia question.
Yeah. Well, it's in Scream. Scream 1.
By the way, I got to go back and watch. And so I've only watched the first Scream. I do want to watch the new one because I hear it's really good. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to go through the whole, like, what is it, like 4 movies before the new one? Like
Honestly, Scream is such a good franchise. Scream 1's obviously a classic, Wes Craven. Scream 2 is good.
Yeah.
Scream 3 is not good to me. Some people do like Scream 3, but I don't like it at all. Mm-hmm. Scream 4 I really liked. I really liked it. And this new Scream, Scream 5, which is just called Scream,
but it is actually a sequel
is apparently really good. And I haven't seen it yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm really trying to avoid spoilers on Twitter, but
yeah.
I really want to see Scream 5.
Yeah, I want to see that, but I got to catch up.
My number one movie I want to see though, and we're very close to it, is on March 4th. The Batman comes out, and I cannot wait.
You've never met a bigger Batman fan than this guy.
I was telling my girlfriend,
I'm super excited for it, but I can't even imagine how you feel.
This movie looks amazing. Robert Pattinson's gonna knock it out of the park. I don't know if you haven't seen Robert Pattinson in anything other than Twilight. Then watch the movie Good Time. Watch the movie The Lighthouse. Like, the guy's a legit actor. And
The Lighthouse was really good.
On top of that, he was a giant Batman fan growing up. So, like, this is like a dream come true for him to actually be able to play Batman. And Paul Dano as the Riddler, like Paul Dano is such a good actor, and the people don't know enough about Paul Dano, man. Paul Dano and There Will Be Blood as Eli Sunday.
Yeah,
Chef's
great
kiss.
movie.
It's one of my favorite movies ever. So anyway,
I'm looking forward to that.
We talk about movies all day.
Yeah, we could. So we have some prepared topics, don't we? I can start with mine.
We kind of went over some before, but yes.
Just because this has been on my mind, and it's on my mind all the time.
Okay.
I really don't like haircuts.
Oh, me neither. I don't like him either.
But especially when you move to a new area and you got to find a new place to get a haircut. And now it's like, where am I going to go? And then even when you're there, even if it's a place you're comfortable with, like it's the anxiety. Is this going to, like I'm on camera. That's my job, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, Dave,
it's even like more added pressure.
Dave,
like, if
let's,
this haircut
can
sucks,
we get a lighter background just to compare haircuts right now?
I can see what I can do here.
I've known Dave for a long time. Okay, best buddy, and he's always had great hair. Everybody's always said Dave's had great hair.
Great hair, not gray hair.
No, yes, great hair. Let's compare haircuts right now. I need a haircut as well. Oh my god.
It'll stop in a second. But yeah, actually you do need a haircut.
Yeah, I need a haircut bad. I got lots of grays. Lots of gray hair.
Have
Dave has no
none.
Dave won't go gray. His dad's like 80 years old and doesn't have gray hair.
My dad is 71, and he has like
brown hair.
He has like some gray hair, but it's mostly brown.
Yeah.
And he's like 71 years old.
Yeah.
So I hope that stays with me. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I have caught a couple of, gray hairs there, here and there, but
I don't see.
They're not very consistent.
No, you don't. I have gray big time.
But yeah, I'm good with looking like I'm, early 30s, late 20s.
Well, remember when the quarantine hit, initially you grew your hair very long.
It was very long, which I would never ever do otherwise, apart from me being not wanting to get COVID. Like that's
Right.
the only reason there was no haircut.
Your hair was so long.
Yeah, I feel like
You look like a Spanish prince.
it was very divisive too. Some people
Oh, yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Others hated it. I feel like you didn't like it. That's what I got. It's the kind of feeling I got from
I don't give a shit what your hair looks like at all. But I do like your hair better
My
short.
girlfriend loved it. Yeah, that's what I thought. My girlfriend loved it though.
Yeah, she did.
But no, I gotta find a place. Look at this.
It's not like it didn't suit you.
It really depended on like.
You have really thick hair.
It's very thick.
Like, look at that.
It depends on honestly on the day. Like some days the long hair look good. Others it really when you're like a year into it, it's good. But then like after a year, it starts getting too long, and then it's just like,
Dude, your hair was like.
I have 80s hair is the problem. Like it turns into
Your
80s.
hair was like down to here, and like.
No, but it was even
You were
longer
saying
though.
you were saying to me, it's like, man, it's so hard to like wash and then condition and then dry, and it's like a big part of your day.
What taking a shower, I would dread like I used to love taking showers when I had short. Now I have short hair now, but like when I had long hair, taking a shower is like it's at least a 30-minute process because the shower alone, you have to washing your hair in the shower when it's that long and this thick, it's horrible.
Do you think this is why women don't wash their hair every day? Because it's just like so time consuming.
I think that's part of it. Also, it does feel like you don't really have to wash your hair every day when it's that long because the grease doesn't really get through at all. Like,
dude,
the grease starts down here, right? But like, it's not going to go all throughout your entire hair.
My hair gets so greasy.
Yeah, but if you grew really long, it's not going to. All your hair is not going to be greasy at once.
Okay,
it has to work its way through it.
I grew my hair long in like grade 5, grade 6.
Yeah,
like,
but how long?
Like undercut, like down to here, like
Oh, for
undercut, like, and it was parted in the middle, and like came down to here, and I thought it was like the coolest fucking kid ever. I was such a piece of shit. Anyway, I would never do that again, but I definitely need a haircut right now.
During COVID, though, what'd you do? Cut your own hair?
Oh, I bought a set of clippers,
Oh, okay.
and it just shaved my head,
Oh, okay.
like buzzed it, like didn't take
Yeah.
it right down to the skin, but like I just buzzed it,
I
and,
feel-
and
yeah.
I'm fine with that. Like I think I'm okay with that. So
I feel like if I didn't have a YouTube show, then maybe I would do that. But I don't know. I have good hair. I might as well like try
You can
and
buzz your
utilize
head.
it. Yeah, but I might as well use my hair while I have it.
You're always gonna have it, man. You're always gonna have it.
I do feel a little blessed in that regard.
Yeah.
It's a little thick.
Yeah. Well,
It is what it is.
I was telling you earlier that this lady in town here, she could cut your hair for free because she owes me.
I know, and I told him that I can't do that because I would feel bad having my hair cut for free.
I said, just tip her and say, I'll call her in advance.
Oh, if it's just a
I'll call
tip,
her in advance.
okay.
Say, my boy.
As long as I can still tip
David's
her.
coming down. Cut his
As
hair.
long as she still gets her cut, then I'm good with that.
I
But
think
to have
she'd
someone
be,
cut
I
my hair
think she'd
for
be
no
totally
reason.
cool with it, and I would
Okay.
give her another shout out on the radio. So,
I'm changing this background.
oh, this okay. Me and my co-host, we have a radio show. I'm a morning radio fucking dick. Anyway, you know how the morning radio shows are. Anyway, me and my co-host got into an on-air argument a couple weeks ago.
For real?
Yeah,
like
man.
an actual argument.
And we've been on the air together for 5 years, and we love each other. He's one of my best friends for sure.
Yeah.
But we got into an argument about the James Webb Space Telescope on the air.
What about like how
Okay.
far it can see? Like
No, it was like
What are
because
you
I
fighting
okay,
about?
I'll tell you. The week before, I've been following this like crazy because if you saw the earlier episodes of this podcast, I'm into the James Webb Space Telescope big time. So there was NASA put out a tweet saying James Webb is fully deployed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then so a week later, it puts out another tweet. NASA does. You can follow them on Twitter, NASA Web, and it said now it's fully deployed, right?
Okay.
Because there's 18 hexagonal mirrors on the lens that have to be deployed and actuated, and I knew this. So my co-host was like on the air. He's like, they deployed. It's fully deployed now. I'm like, no, it was a week ago. And he's like, no, it says right here that it's deployed now. And I was like, dude, like, I just saw last week that it was fully deployed. And this is like the biggest no-no in radio ever, is to like argue with your co-host on the air. And he's like, well, what? So what? So what? NASA's wrong? Because I'm reading it from NASA. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you like that I saw this. He's like, well, okay, so you what? You know everything? And I'm like, I'm not even saying that. And then we have like 4 or 5 bits throughout the whole morning for the whole show.
Yeah.
And so we spent 3 bits going over this. And it was
Well, to be fair from his perspective, it does take some explaining. Like why is it deployed twice?
Okay. So and then it got heated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we come off the air, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? And he's just like, what the fuck? You're being a fucking asshole. And I'm like, you're being a fucking asshole. And then I'm like, dude, you know? He goes back, checks. He's like, he like even listened to our bits, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry too, man. Like, I fucking love you. Like, I don't want to fucking fight with you about it. I'm like, we're fighting about a telescope. You know what I mean? And
Because it does sound like he was kind of playing, like, from you quoting him, it sounds like he was kind of playing up the argument, but you were actually fighting. There was like a legitimate fight.
we got mad at each other. and then so off air, we just kind of called each other an asshole a couple times. And then I was like, I love you, bro. Like, I'm sorry. This is what I know. This is what you know. And then we both went to the Twitter page. And it turns out that NASA confused us both because it's NASA. And so NASA had put out a tweet a week earlier saying it was fully deployed, which I had read.
Yeah.
And then they put out a tweet that he had read saying it was now fully deployed as well. So it was NASA's fault. And
But-
it was really petty for us to like argue about that, but like
But who was actually correct? When was it actually deployed? When you said it?
I was right about it being fully deployed.
Then
but
why did
he
they tweet twice?
But then I think the wording that NASA used was that it was now the mirrors are getting deployed for, and they were already deployed, but like it's hard to explain because the mirrors have to be moved in such a way, and now they're saying that was deployed. Anyway,
So
been doing this morning show
right.
for 5 years together, and this is the first time we've had a fight ever. So it was like,
Wow.
and then at the end, like we were off air and we were in our office and stuff, and before he went home to go leave work, he's like, "I'm sorry we fought today," and I was like, "I'm sorry too, man. I love you." And he said, "I love you too." So we didn't want to fight, but like
also if you fighting over a telescope, that's not going to be like a long lasting, like you're not going to like stop talking for 5 years over that. You know what I mean?
he's like,
it's a very...
he's like, I want to hash this out right now. And I'm like, so do I, man. So, but
Yeah.
I love my co-host, man. Mike, he's a great guy. I would love to have him on this show. He's very good at being on.
I still haven't met him in person. I've seen him on television.
Yeah.
I've heard him on radio, but
He's a great guy. Really great guy. Really funny guy too. So, yeah, it would be great to have him on sometime.
well, I'm glad you guys worked that out.
Yeah, me too. And after that, we did a bit just to bring us back. We did a bit about what did we do? I think it was words that make you laugh.
You guys have like
And it was just like we just say words to each other to try to make each other laugh. I don't even think that was what it was. But it was something funny that we both really like to do to each other. So then it made us laugh a lot. So it brought us back.
Yeah.
If you get into a fight with your good friend and something like that happens, just do something that that makes them laugh, and it'll help. Me and David, I don't think we've had like maybe a little bit of an argument, but
What have we fought about?
when I brought my dog over to your condo, but we were fucked up. And I was like, I love you, bro. I'm sorry. David lived on the 37th floor of this fucking massive building.
Don't say too much.
I won't. But I brought my dog, and he had to go out, and like we were drunk, and it's just like the goddamn dog, and
Yeah.
I was drunk.
That was just purely a mental. For some reason that night I was having a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I feel you. Hey, I get it, man.
we should mention this as well. You were smoking out on the balcony, and we were not supposed to smoke on the balcony at this place. Like there's condo rules, all that bullshit. I'm afraid of being kicked out. Like I'm paying rent to a landlord who actually owns the place. So I'm afraid of like being kicked out if we get caught. So I was just smoking on the balcony, and he's like flicking the ash. I'm like, watch the ash. We still quote that to this day.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a funny. Yeah, we still quote "watch the ash" to this day.
Because they would send out fucking emails like, "Oh, this person. Oh my god, let me also get to. Before I even forget. This is how crazy this place was. We got an email from the condo management because somebody's room smelled too much like potpourri. It smelled too good. Somebody complained that the scented candles or whatever the fuck it was like bothering them. And
Potpourri's pretty strong though.
Like, to complain about that? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Like, at least it doesn't smell like shit. Like, what are you talking about?
Dude, it's a condo. Like, you're gonna smell smells.
I'm so glad to not live there anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, oh god. People.
No, it's good that where you live now.
Yeah, because it's closer to you.
It's closer to me, and it's just
a little more secluded.
It's a chill zone. Mm-hmm. It's not the hustle and bustle of Toronto.
No, it's too.
Toronto's a really big city.
I have a lot of fun memories living there. Not really the last place we lived at, though I do have a bit of those. But I lived there in three different places now, but when I lived on Danforth with a few friends, like that was a great time. Even though we were pretty far outside of the actual downtown city, but you can take a subway downtown, and it was just I don't know. There is an aura about Toronto, especially at night. Like I feel there's like a nostalgia about Toronto. And,
definitely.
And I have that I still look forward to going back downtown, in the future when things are more open. It's a great city, but there's ups and downs for sure.
With any giant city, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Toronto's like the fourth biggest city in North America. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's massive.
it's a massive city. It's not just like some little city. It's like the only cities it's behind. Actually, yeah, the only cities it's behind is like Mexico City, New York, LA, Toronto, Chicago. That's how it goes.
I think I feel like it surpassed Chicago recently or something.
It did.
It
is. It's above Chicago.
So it's fourth, and then Chicago's fifth.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a great place, but
never been to Chicago, but
I've been to Chicago.
I was there.
I went there in I think it was like
at the airport.
I went there in January.
At the airport.
It's the worst time to go. We went there in January. Me and my girlfriend arrived at like 3 a.m. Our hostel wasn't even open yet, so we had to
Why would you do that?
Because we didn't have a lot of money, so we took like a little, a bus and that kind of thing. So we arrived like super late at night, and the place wasn't even open. It was super fucking cold, super windy. But when we were there, I accidentally bought my favorite pair of pajamas that I still wear to this day because I needed a scarf. Didn't have a scarf. Went to the dollar store. They had no scarves, but they had pajamas. These pants, like, it's one of those things where it's like you can't plan for this. But I have an amazing pair of pajamas that I wear all the time now because I bought them accidentally to use as a scarf in Chicago.
And you're like, babe, where are my Chi-Town PJs?
I don't say that, but now I think I should.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I've never been to just the airport, but I've never been in the city of Chicago. So,
speaking of which, we should go to New York. We've been talking about this.
Man, I want to go to New York so bad. So bad.
Hopefully, once fucking COVID, once Omicron dies.
Well, once we can
kills the entire population,
Omicron,
we can probably go back.
Once we can live with it, yes, I would love to go to New York City for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to go to so many spots in New York, man.
I was surprised how much I enjoyed New York City.
Yeah.
Like I thought it'd be like really busy. I wouldn't like it. Like, I'm super anxious, so I thought it'd be big crowds. But no, it's amazing.
My one buddy, Luke, went to Atlantic City to watch a boxing match once, but he stayed up one night in New York City. He's like, it's like nothing you've ever seen.
No.
He's like, it's just this crazy concrete
jungle.
Yeah. And I'm like, I want to see it, man. Like the history of New York, like everything. And plus I love hip hop a lot, and it's like the birthplace of hip hop. So the
first time I was there, I stayed in Bed-Stuy, where all the cool shit happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Brooklyn is very nice.
Brooklyn.
The second time I was there, I stayed at a place near Central Park, and just being able to go out and like walk in Central Park. God.
Yeah. Well, I was
amazing city.
The only time I've ever been in New York was in Grand Theft Auto 4.
Which, to be fair, is a fairly accurate representation. Just
right.
A little smaller, but
yeah, Nico, was that his name?
Nico, yeah.
Yeah. That was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a long, since Grand Theft Auto has come out, like Grand Theft Auto 3 on PS2, this is the longest it's been since a Grand Theft Auto game.
It's been like 10 years. So they released 5.
2013.
They released it on PS3. Mm-hmm. So like that era, 360, PS3. So it's been a full generation without a new Grand Theft Auto. So the PS4 era, no Grand Theft Auto. We're into the PS5, Xbox Series X era. They still haven't announced a new one. It's supposedly coming at some point.
They just keep adding new online stuff to it.
Yeah,
I don't even have a PS5 or PS4.
Yeah.
I have a Super Nintendo, and
you're a big retro gamer.
I'm a retro everything. But I would if they came out with a new Grand Theft Auto game, I would definitely get a new system, 100%, no doubt about it. I love Grand Theft Auto, man. Just like. It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit where he's like, I love that game Grand Theft Auto. And I think he was talking about Grand Theft Auto 2 or not 2, 3 or Vice City.
Yeah.
But he did a sketch on the show, the Chappelle show, where they kind of filmed it.
Yeah.
So that
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. And he's like, I need this. And he pulls a guy out of the car. And then he has a gun. It just changes in his hands.
Yeah. No. Chappelle's awesome.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see what Grand Theft Auto 6 will look like. I haven't
Wild.
played the what they've remastered like 3 Vice City and San
The
Andreas.
remasters aren't very good.
Yeah. Well, I saw screenshots and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
doesn't look too.
I mean, if you smoke a lot of weed and play like Vice City, there's something that nostalgia. You get a bit of that, but in terms of the actual
Vice
game,
City's like what
that's
the soundtrack.
that's my favorite one.
The soundtrack to Vice
yeah.
City is by far.
And unfortunately, some of the tracks aren't in there because of licensing issues. Like Michael Jackson's "Beat It," it's not in there. A few other ones aren't in there, but it's mostly in there. But
You know what? You know what song I like by Michael Jackson that I don't know. I don't know if people still like it, but I like the song "Black and White" sometimes.
no, that's a great song. I love that
Because
song.
it's I don't know. It just feels
That
like
was actually my first favorite. Like when I was growing up, I loved that song from Michael Jackson. Like,
Right.
I didn't know anything else, but like I loved that song. It came out in like the early '90s, right?
Yeah.
So
I
was
don't know.
super-
Maybe it was
I love that song.
'91 or something.
Yeah.
I remember my brother Tommy got me the Dangerous Michael Jackson cassette for Christmas one time, and I was young, man. I was like 7 or 8, and I was just like, oh man, okay, whatever. But like, I was like, Black and White is a banger. You know what I mean?
And the video's really good too.
Yes.
Faces are like all morphed. and
Tyra
changed.
Banks comes up in it.
There's a lot of. Isn't like a few cameos in that video? I think there is.
We should do a reenactment.
Except it'll be white and white.
I believe in miracles. That's a good song.
But now we have our own Michael Jackson from Toronto, The Weeknd.
It's true. I love The Weeknd.
Did you listen to the new album?
I listened to a bit of it.
It's really good. Yo,
Did
it's,
it-
it's
did
like
it-
super retro. It's like right up your alley.
I know. I haven't listened to it enough, but
You
it
have to
hasn't blown me away compared to
it takes
some of his old
it
stuff.
takes a few listens, I think.
I always found
Though
that even the song "Reminder" by The Weeknd,
Oh,
which I
great
fucking
song.
love.
Great
It
song.
took me a couple listens, but
Yeah.
like once I loved that song, I was
Yeah.
listening to that song on repeat.
Yeah, that's what works for. Do you want to turn it on? 5 clicks. It's my little vape here.
We're allowed
There
to
you
do this,
Of course, and then you hold down when you're pulling.
right?
But this
Are you gonna do
This
something?
hits hard, and if you don't feel it right away, because this one sometimes clogs. Let me try. This clogs sometimes.
Oh no!
Just go with this. That's easier.
Well, I want to do that.
Do you want to do this one? Okay, well, it'll take some time.
What is the difference?
That one,
Here in Canada,
it's legal. It's
Weed's
legal.
legal.
This one's an indica.
In the
and that's-
couch. I want a sativa.
In the couch, and you want a sativa. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a sativa? I'm not sure this is even sativa. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is the indica. This is sativa.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
That one pulls way easier. There you go.
I only smoke weed when I come over to Dave's.
But your girlfriend smokes weed.
My girlfriend smokes weed, but I don't. I don't do it during the week.
Well, it's a weekend.
Yeah, it is.
right.
It's Saturday night. I think the last show we did was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was.
Man, I got destroyed that night.
To be fair, when you drink, you usually get destroyed.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm usually still functioning by the end of the night.
You know what I think? I think that might have been the last time I got drunk.
It was for me for sure. I have no reason to drink otherwise.
Yeah.
Until I'm with you.
Yeah, no, I think that was the last time I got drunk. Oh, no, it was. Yeah, it was. I think it was.
Where else would you have drank?
Well,
Are you cheating on me?
I honestly don't mind just drinking alone at home and listening to music. It doesn't, that's a fun thing. I do miss seeing some of my other buddies, though. Like, some of my good buddies I grew up with. Like, I haven't seen them in a long time. And
If they're vaxxed, though, why don't you go see them?
they're vax, but like my one buddy Pat, he just had another kid, so he's got 2 young kids, and like some buddies just live
Too far away.
a little bit far, and like it's just and like nobody's making plans like they used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, it's
fuck,
way
man,
tougher that way.
But anyway,
things are going to get back to normal. It does feel like it's been
Well,
slogged.
they're saying it's
2 years.
They're saying that this is going to be an endemic now, so it's like
Yeah.
it's not going to go away, but we're just going to have to learn to live with it. So
I mean, once we have a vaccine for kids under 5, then I'm good. Like, I don't give. Once that happens, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, but until that happens, I still got to fucking worry about.
I've
garbage.
known a few people who have gotten coronavirus, and they all lived. But I'm sure for some people that's not the case.
They were vaxxed though, weren't they? The
Yes,
ones that you know.
yes.
Yeah.
All the ones that had gotten it were vaxxed, but
The vaccine works, folks.
they were sick, but like they didn't die.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, there was that cop in Washington State where he had come out against the vaccine. He quit his job because he was forced to get vaccinated for being a cop, and he just died of COVID.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe if you got the vaccine, you wouldn't have died.
Yeah, you hear a ton. Hear a ton of those stories, and it's unfortunate.
It's frustrating because we're trying to educate and help these people, and they're not willing to understand. Like, they don't. It doesn't absorb. Like, they don't get it. It's so frustrating.
Well, we're going back to the convoy. I don't want to talk about this, but a vast majority of I would say all of them who are protesting at the Ottawa Freedom Rally are not vaccinated and don't want to be vaccinated, and that's why they're there, because they want their rights back. But like, fuck, man, there's a lot of policies for workplaces.
Yeah.
And they are all different.
Yeah.
And
you have to wear clothes. You have to respect people around you. Like,
I don't want to get too technical into it because it's so divisive.
Yeah.
But
it's divisive, but because one side is so fucking stupid. Like, that's why it's divisive.
It's unfortunate. I actually, you know what? I just deactivated my Facebook account today.
Which I told him was a bad idea because literally he's the only reason I go on Facebook. It's like, I have no other reason to see anyone else's updates.
I still have Twitter. I still have Instagram. Instagram is great because it's just full of dumb videos that I like to laugh at. Twitter is full of like...
You actually learn stuff.
Twitter is full of stuff that's actually beneficial. There's still a lot of pieces of shit on course. Twitter. But on Facebook, it's just like anybody is an expert, and this is where I found my shit. And oh man, it was melting my brain. I was like, I cannot handle this anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna deactivate for a bit, and especially right now with this convoy thing, like I just want to wait until it's over.
And if you don't know what he's talking about, look at the comments under my convoy video on Facebook and compare that to YouTube, because it is night and day. The Facebook comments. I showed you, there was a guy who's like, oh my God, this guy gets his news this guy gets his facts from news articles. LOL. Oh my God, he's lost.
Yeah.
Like, what? You get your facts from making them up at the top of your fucking head.
I work in media, and I do the news on the radio station. And it's like, when people are like, mainstream media is like full of shit and all this stuff, it's like, okay, when I go into work, I'm not like going into a folder that says, let me bust out a fake fucking news story and do it on the air. You know what I mean? It's like, I've never went into work and was like, let me spread fear today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking dumb. I wish somebody could work in a newsroom for fucking 2 hours just to see what it's like.
And to be fair, look, yes, there are certain ways, there are certain ways of thinking, especially when it comes to actual politics, not culture issues, actual politics, that is incorrect in their way of thinking, that tends to value the opinion of like people that are already wealthy in corporations over those that are actually the working class. That is a real issue. Yeah. But when it comes to science and data, it's a lot different.
When it comes to numbers in a story, like science and data are irrefutable. Like there's just... But then they'll say, well, where the fucking numbers come from?
Yeah.
And it's like...
So you can't win with these people.
It's like, well, where do you want them to fucking come from? Like, do you want them to confirm your bias, or do you want them for the fucking truth? Like, so it's terrible. That's why I had to get out of Facebook. I just... oh, man, it was tough.
But you'll be back.
I'll be back. For an example... I posted as a joke I'm not an Oprah Winfrey fan by any stretch of the imagination, but it was Oprah's birthday today. So I put, happy birthday, Oprah, just as my status. And then somebody said, fuck Oprah. I don't fucking hope Oprah had a good day. It's like,
Somebody actually replied.
yeah. I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what, man? Like, why? Like, what? Like, just move on. Like, yeah. Like, who cares?
I replied jokingly saying, I hope she sees this. Like,
yeah.
Obviously he was joking.
I don't think he was, though.
No, I'm saying obviously you were joking.
Yes, yeah.
Like, the fact that guy thought you were being serious. Like,
I don't give a shit if Oprah has a happy birthday. I just thought it was funny that Oprah had a birthday today.
oh my god.
And Facebook is so full of shit. I was just like, happy birthday, Oprah. And then this dude's like, I fucking hate Oprah. I hope Oprah has the worst fucking day ever. And I was like,
wow.
All right, man. Like, that's what Facebook is. That is 100% what Facebook is.
That's wild.
Can you imagine me and Mark Zuckerberg, man, and being like, I created this fucking cesspool for society?
He probably fucking loves it.
Oh,
He
God.
doesn't give a shit. He's made his money. I gotta pee really bad. Should I pause this or what should we do?
How much time? How long?
We're at 41 minutes.
Yeah, that's about what we do.
All right. Thanks, guys, for showing up.
Thank you.
In 2 weeks, let's see, maybe.
Hopefully that wasn't too negative for
No.
you, but thanks for joining us.
thank you all for
I have to
joining
pee
us.
as well. Do you want to play swords?
I gotta go right now.
All right, let's go.